This is Chris Kelly with your Week 1 and 3 Advanced Core Circuit. All right, the goal this month is to develop what we call a side oblique. Okay, one request that I've gotten a lot from one of my female clients is, we have a pretty good idea of how to target these lower abs, kind of and define this area. So this abdominal pooch we've got, but now we start to want to look at this area. Okay, kind of this widow's peak that comes across here, this muscle here, and if we look at a lot of like figure competitors and models and really developed people in bikinis, this is an area that is always very developed, very muscular, and the question is, because when we're on our back and we're kind of doing dead bugs and planks and different things, this is hitting the front here. We also want to hit this oblique area. So we're going to start to incorporate a little bit more focus this month, all right? So now I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you 3 exercises, and the way this works is we're going to set a clock for 10 minutes, all right? We're going to perform each exercise back to back, okay, for 50 seconds of work, followed by 10 seconds of rest, where you transition just into the next position. All right, the goal is to stay up the entire time, meaning you want to see, can you maintain your feet off the ground? Can you keep that tension in your abs versus anything else? So we want to keep constant tension in the stomach versus anywhere else. If you don't feel that, if you start to feel it in your arms, your legs, or whatever it may be, I want you to stop, rest and reinitiate the exercise, all right? There's no problem in breaking it up, but the goal at the end of this month is to go the entire time. I want you to be able to perform this entire 10 minutes, keeping tension on the right areas without breaking, okay? But only do that when proper form is the case, all right? So for this workout, we have 3 exercises. Our first exercise is simply a dead bug leg lift, all right? What I'm gonna do is press my back into the floor, all right? Straighten my legs out, and I'm just lowering to the point to where I can keep my back pressed into the ground, and I'm coming back up. All right, now the key is to get the heels, boom, to the ground and come back up. Once that's the case, in order to make this harder, what we can do is just kind of fold our mat over several times and elevate ourselves a little bit. Okay, again, I'm reducing my base of support a little bit, and I'm also bringing my legs deeper. So what I would also recommend doing is kind of limiting your range of motion to this bottom range, all right? So stay maybe halfway up and halfway down versus coming all the way back up. That's going to keep your abs on tension longer for a greater period of time. So we're looking for that exercise for 50 seconds, followed by just a 10-second rest, and then we move into our next exercise, which is the side plank pulse. All right, now with the side plank pulse, what I want to think about doing is pulling my shoulder blade down and back, okay, extending my hips forward, so I'm feeling this kind of here before I ever raise out the ground. I'm digging my elbow and kind of my hands here into the ground and feeling this tension, okay? So I'm going to show you a couple levels of this exercise. What I want to do is raise into a side plank, kind of push my hips forward, everything's nice and straight, let my hips drop slightly, and then pulse up to the top, squeeze and come down slow. Think about pulsing up fairly quickly. You'll feel a good contraction here, hold for 1 or 2 seconds, and come down. Just like that, okay? So that's what we're looking for there. And you don't want to come all the way down so you break tension. You just want to come down about maybe 2/3 of the way. Pulse up, lower slowly. Think about maybe counting from 3 to 5 on the way down. Now to make this harder, what we do is we simply straighten the legs out. What I also recommend doing is gripping your wrist and just pressing hard into the ground to make sure we're feeling in our side versus the shoulder. Pulse up, hold for 1 or 2 seconds, come back down, pulse up, and come back down. And again, if you need to break tension and come down just to relax the shoulder a little bit and just release that, do so. If you start feeling your shoulder versus your core, that means you need to come down. Okay, so we have 50 seconds on this one side, and then we simply flip over and do the other side. All right, so in total, we have our leg lift for 50 seconds. Okay, 10-second transition period. We move directly into the side plank pulse. We move directly into the other side plank pulse. Okay, and then we start over. What I want you to do is set a running clock, okay, and just simply go through this circuit for 10 minutes, and in total, you'll do each of those 3 times, and then you'll have like 1 extra, all right? So that's the way this works. The question being, can you maintain tension the whole time, and when did you have to break that tension? So if it's like in minute 2, then you say, okay, minute 2, I broke tension in my side plank. Or if it's minute 5, you say that. That's how we score this. And again, the goal is to keep tension going on the entire time. All right, so that's your workout. Enjoy yourself.